Welcome back to Daily AI News at Let's Data Science. It's 2026-06-23. Today we're diving into some pivotal developments, from the future of machine intelligence to major product launches. Let's get to it. Our top story today is a major escalation in AI regulation. Anthropic says it was forced to disable access to its flagship frontier models, Claude Fable 5 and Claude Mythos 5, after a June 12th export control directive from the U.S. Department of Commerce. According to Anthropic, the order suspended access for foreign nationals, including foreign national employees, prompting the company to shut down the models globally to ensure compliance. The move reportedly followed government concerns about a demonstrated jailbreak technique. Anthropic responded that the vulnerabilities involved a small number of previously known and relatively minor issues, adding that similar findings could be identified by other publicly available models. What makes this development especially significant is that export controls have traditionally focused on chips, manufacturing equipment, and training infrastructure. In this case, the restriction targeted deployed frontier AI models themselves. For enterprises and developers, this creates a new category of operational risk. Access to a hosted foundation model can now be interrupted by national security policy decisions, even after deployment. The broader implications touch cloud procurement, AI sovereignty, compliance planning, and model diversification strategies. Industry observers will be watching whether the Commerce Department publishes more detailed technical findings and whether other countries adopt similar restrictions or pursue reciprocal measures. Our second major story centers on the increasingly intense competition for elite AI talent. Google and Google DeepMind have lost several high-profile researchers in rapid succession. Noam Shazir, Google vice president and Gemini co-lead, is reportedly leaving to join OpenAI. Meanwhile, John Jumper, the Nobel Prize-winning Google DeepMind scientist best known for his work on AlphaFold, announced he is joining Anthropic after nearly 9 years at DeepMind. The moves follow Andrej Karpathy's recent transition to Anthropic, further highlighting the aggressive recruitment efforts underway across frontier AI labs. Markets reacted strongly. Reports indicate Alphabet shares fell as much as 7% amid concerns about retaining top AI researchers and maintaining competitive momentum. These departures matter because researchers such as Shazir and Jumper are associated with foundational advances in large-scale models and scientific AI systems. Yet the story is larger than any individual hire. The competition now extends beyond compute and capital into the small pool of researchers capable of influencing frontier model architectures, large-scale training systems, and breakthrough scientific applications. Investors appear to be treating talent concentration as a strategic asset on par with infrastructure and model performance. Next, we turn to AI infrastructure financing. SpaceX is reportedly preparing a bond offering worth approximately $20 billion, potentially its first investment-grade U.S. dollar bond sale. Bloomberg reports that investor discussions could begin soon, with maturities ranging from roughly 5 to 30 years. The financing is expected in part to refinance a $20 billion bridge loan. The story is particularly relevant to AI because it follows SpaceX's acquisition of xAI earlier this year and comes amid plans involving orbital data center infrastructure. Reports cite SpaceX carrying $29.1 billion in long-term debt as of March, and note that S&P Global Ratings projects the company will continue burning cash through 2029. For the AI industry, this is another reminder that the next phase of competition may be shaped as much by financing capacity as by algorithms. Massive compute clusters, data centers, networking systems, and power infrastructure require unprecedented capital investment. How debt markets evaluate large AI infrastructure bets could influence hardware procurement cycles, cloud capacity availability, and the pace of future expansion. Our fourth top story comes from the cybersecurity front. The Five Eyes Intelligence Alliance, representing Australia, Canada, New Zealand, the United Kingdom, and the United States, has issued a coordinated warning about frontier AI and cyber risk. The agencies argue that advances in frontier and agentic AI are dramatically shortening the timeline between vulnerability discovery and exploitation. Their guidance emphasizes that cyber risk assumptions can become outdated in months rather than years. The statement urges organizations to strengthen foundational security controls, empower cybersecurity leadership, improve resilience testing, and maintain active oversight as AI driven threats evolve. A particularly important theme is visibility. As agentic systems gain the ability to plan, reason, and act across enterprise environments, security teams increasingly need telemetry capable of explaining what an AI agent did, why it acted, and what user intent it was serving. For organizations deploying autonomous workflows, this guidance signals rising expectations around auditability, governance, and incident response preparedness. Now, for a few other key updates in our lightning round. United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres has launched the UN AI Environmental Transparency Initiative. The initiative calls on AI companies to publicly disclose the carbon, water, and land footprint of their data centers and encourages the industry to power data center operations with renewable energy by 2030. A report from the United Nations University Institute for Water, Environment, and Health estimates AI-related data centers could consume roughly 945 terawatt hours of electricity annually by 2030, while AI-related water use could reach levels comparable to the basic annual domestic needs of 1.3 billion people. Oracle disclosed that its workforce shrank by approximately 21,000 employees during fiscal 2026, reducing headcount from about 162,000 to 141,000. The company's filing explicitly stated that AI adoption and deployment have contributed to workforce reductions. At the same time, Oracle is pursuing aggressive AI infrastructure expansion, with reported plans for around $70 billion in net capital expenditures and major data center agreements involving customers such as OpenAI and Meta. In healthcare, the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services continues its WIZAR pilot program, which uses AI-assisted prior authorization reviews in Arizona, New Jersey, Ohio, Oklahoma, Texas, and Washington. The program affects approximately 6.4 million traditional Medicare beneficiaries. Early reports cited by Senator Maria Cantwell indicate authorization timelines that previously took around 2 weeks are in some cases extending to 4 to 8 weeks, raising concerns about delayed care and administrative complexity. Getty Images announced a licensing agreement with OpenAI that will bring Getty's image library into ChatGPT search and discovery experiences. Investors reacted dramatically, with Getty shares reportedly rising as much as 145% intraday and closing up 90%. Financial terms were not disclosed, and reports note it remains unclear whether Getty content will be used for future model training. The distinction between retrieval and training rights remains an important issue for content licensing and AI governance. Amazon unveiled Alexa Plus Agentic Ads, a new advertising format that allows users to complete purchases directly within conversational experiences. The product is part of Amazon's broader Alexa for Shopping initiative, which combines Alexa Plus and Rufus. Amazon says Rufus served more than 300 million customers in 2025. Early beta partners include Papa John's and The Orchard. For advertisers, the launch represents a shift from click-based interactions toward conversation-driven commerce and intent-based conversion metrics. Finally, an influential analysis from Paul Share in Foreign Affairs argues that affordable drones and AI are eroding traditional military advantages. Share points to the 2026 U.S.-Iran conflict as evidence that mass-produced autonomous systems and AI-enabled targeting are changing the economics of warfare. For AI practitioners, the article highlights growing demand for resilient perception systems, simulation environments, adversarial robustness, and low-latency autonomous decision-making. And that's your AI briefing for today. The landscape is moving faster than ever, and we'll be here to track it with you. For more insights, visit us at letsdatascience.com. Thanks for tuning in, stay curious, and we'll be back tomorrow with the latest in AI.